Last season was the Bengals season. Joe Burrow returned from injury and shocked many people due to his performance. He had a really good season with over 2,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He won Comeback Player of the Year and helped Cincinnati make it all the way to the Super Bowl, but Cincinnati came up short. This has been a quite perplexing season. The Bengals have looked poor at times and did start the season 0-2. However, Cincinnati has now turned it around with a winning record. The first game of the year against Pittsburgh had many people scratching their heads. Joe Burrow threw 4 picks in that game, and Cincinnati ended up losing in overtime 23-20. Week 2 was against the Cowboys, but remember, Dak Prescott got injured in week 1, so the Cowboys had to rely on Cooper Rush. And the Dallas defense was good enough to help them win in week 2 20-17. For the Bengals, this season has been kind of weird, but in week 3, the Bengals got their first win over the Jets by playing against a backup quarterback, Joe Flacco. The week after, the Bengals defeated the Dolphins playing another backup quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater. Then week 5, the Bengals faced their first top quarterback, Lamar Jackson, but the Ravens got the win, and it was a pretty awesome game, but that put the Bengals at 2-3. In week 6, they played another backup quarterback, Andy Dalton. Cincinnati did come on top, and then the Bengals played the Falcons in week 7 and won handedly. Week 7 was a pretty big game. Cincinnati took on the Cleveland Browns, and Cleveland played well by winning big 32-13. The Bengals just couldn't get things going, but the week after, Cincinnati destroyed Carolina 42-21. The Bengals had 5 touchdowns in the first half of the game. For Carolina, PJ Walker did start the game, but then he was benched for Baker Mayfield. But are the Bengals actually good? At times, they look good, and at other times, they don't. But let me be honest, through 8 weeks, they have mostly played bad teams or backup quarterbacks. After week 11, the Bengals will have to play top football teams. Now, don't get me wrong, anything can happen, but there needs to be a discussion about the Bengals and if they are truly talented or simply lucky. In the AFC North division, they have the Ravens. The Bengals just won't be able to keep up with them. And then the Steelers, but they have their issues, and Cleveland Browns, which aren't really good. I believe the Bengals will finish the season off strong and will end up in the playoffs. Without a doubt, the Bengals have their franchise quarterback, Joe Burrow, and it's been so fun watching him play. Joe Burrow has a close friend as his wide receiver, Jamar Chase. Chase is currently out due to a hip injury. I feel like there is this one position that almost every team oversees, and that's the offensive line. On the ground, they have been pretty good. Joe Mixon has 585 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. Pass protection has been the issue. Joe Burrow is under pressure for the most of the time. He's been sacked 30 times. I'll be honest, I really like this team and this coaching staff. This is a young team. They'll just keep learning and keep getting better, and this could be a top 5 team. But there is still time left in the season. Anything can happen. Bitch, we some stars, pull up in foreign car. I ball like LeBron, bitch, I do what I want.